So profile is telling you what user can see, what user can perform. Let us look at creation of profile. You go to the profile, setup, administer, manage users, profiles, new profile. First, clone any one of the existing profile. I told you, you will not be knowing each and every option which is available. So clone any one of the profile which is also built for same license. Once you clone it, then it can give. Manager profile. Now, go to the application. What are the list of applications you can see? Because it's a Salesforce license, you are able to see standard applications as well as custom application. Now you tell what you want to display. Which applications you want to display. Notify what applications you want to show. Then application access on Android, iOS. Then all these are permissions. What do you want to do? Yesterday I told you. Manage profiles. Manage roles. Manage users. All these permissions. I have to control what you want to, what type of access you want to give. Then list of objects, what do you want to show? List of objects, what do you want to show? What type of permission you want to give? Read, edit, delete, create, what type of permission. So this will tell you list of options. Out of those options, what you want to give that we are supposed to select as a profile. Now let us see, in my organization, I have a group of users. Try to get this point. Someone else also asked the same question. The case. Now I told Sham should create profiles, Sham should create roles, Sham should create users. Ram should create profiles, roles, users, IP addresses. Kiran should create profile, role, users, customize applications. Praveen should create profile, roles, users. You should create business hours. Now, out of this, what are the common permissions we have for all the people? This I'll create as a profile. Let us say. In that profile, I'll give these common permissions. So for all the users, I'll give same profile. Now, whatever the extra permissions are there, those I will grant with another concept called permission set. Are you getting my point? Now, the permission, when you have a group of users, when you want to give a same set of permission, whatever the same set of permissions you want to grant, create them like a profile, give it to the user. If you want to grant any other permission to a specific user, that we have a different concept called permission set. Are you clear about this? Are you clear? So when you have a group of people, whatever the common permission we want to give, whatever the common permissions we want to give, we'll define them like a profile. Then if I want to give any specific permission for a particular user, for this particular RAM IP address, For this particular Kiran, app creation. For the Praveen, business hours. This I can control with a different format of permissions. Are you clear about this? Okay. Now go back again. Now I am trying to create a profile. What is the navigation? Setup, administer. Then we have manage users, profiles, new profile, copy any one of the existing profile, Salesforce platform user, clerk profile, now why he was able to see only this? Why he was able to see only this? Because it's a platform, you will not be able to see, Salesforce CRM application, whatever the organization have developed, only those you can see. There is a reason you are able to see load management, recruitment app. Now we scroll down the number of permission. Look at this. Manage profiles. You are not getting this. Then we have customize application. We are not getting the customize application. Then we have manage roles. Manage roles is not there. Then manage business hours. You have this. Manage IP address. Right. So what was that? What was that? Not every permission is available. Reset password. Reset password is not okay. Now what was that? We have a couple of permission. As per this license, these are only the options which are given. Out of these options, whatever you want, you select them. According to your license, these are the options what we are getting. Out of these options, you decide what you want to give. Now, according to your license, you are getting these options. According to these options, whatever you want to enable, you enable them and give it to a user. I hope you are good. Clear? Based on the license, options are coming. Based on this option, you tell what you want to give. That will become your profile. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Based on the license, options are coming. Based on the options, you select what you want to give. Right. Now let us go to next. Profile. New profile. I will choose customer community user. Edit. Now why only these many options are coming? Only these options are coming. Previously we have a lot of options. According to this license, these are only the options what we are getting. Out of this you decide what you want to give. Are you getting? So options are changing based on the license what you have taken. So every profile is designed for a specific license. Every profile is built for a specific license. Based on the license, options will come. Based on the options, you enable what you want and disable. Get the information. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now what I want to do, once I create a profile, can I delete it? Any profile that you have created can be deleted. Any profile created by the Salesforce cannot be deleted. Any profile you create can be deleted. Any profile Salesforce create cannot be deleted. Now in the Lightning, how will you create? Switch to Lightning experience. Now how do you create the profile? Setup. We have administration, users, we have a roles, we have a story is the same. New profile. then grant the permission. Choose any one of the profile. You enable or disable the permissions. Save it. This what? This is the navigation what we follow for creation of profile. Same for roles also. Setup, administration, users, role, new role. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now we have created a role. We have created a profile. Now the point here is, how do you create a user? At the end of the game, it is a user who need to be created. Now, user is nothing but is the person for whom we are paying to the Salesforce. We are paying the money to the Salesforce for let this guy to log in. Now, if I want to create any user, we need to specify the role, profile, license. If anybody want to log into the Salesforce, every user who want to work with the Salesforce should have one. Every user who want to work with the Salesforce should have one role, one license, one profile. Any user who want to log into the Salesforce and work, he should have one role, one license, one profile. One role, one license, one profile. Every user who want to log in should have one role, one license, one profile. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now let us see this. Setup, administer, manage users, setup, administer, manage users. Now I'm trying to create a new user. I'm trying to create a new user. Again, once again, setup, administer, manage users, new user. Now I'm giving email, username, I'm giving mail ID. The mail ID of Divya we are supposed to give. Now role, I'm giving HR manager. License, I have only two Salesforce licenses. One already I gave to Satish, another one I gave to student. It is a trial account. How many Salesforce licenses we have? Two Salesforce licenses. One license I gave to Satish. He is logging like administrator and working. Another license I gave to student. Okay, you people are logging and accessing the material. So two licenses are completed. Either I have to purchase the third license or use other licenses which are available to me. Now I have other licenses. What are they? Salesforce. When I said Salesforce platform, why only three profiles are coming? Only these are the three profiles which are designed for Salesforce platform. Now I told HR operation. User is created. You will receive the email notification. Let us activate the user. The corresponding user will get email notification to the mail ID. Now I create a user, Divya logged in. Right. We create a new user called Divya. Divya logged into organization. Right. Now for Divya, is she able to see any applications here? She was not able to see any applications. Why? Because Divya profile is a HR operation wherein I have not given any permission to this HR operations. If I go to Divya profile, which is a HR operations, then I am enabling recruiting app, loan management app, permissions on the objects. She was not able to see anything. Now I gave access on the application, access on the objects. Now go to Divya again. Now she was able to see the objects. She was able to see the applications. Right, boss? Are you clear about it? Now, when you user log in, they will not be able to see anything as per your OWD, as per your profile. What are the objects are visible? Only those objects, only those applications will be accessible to you. Initially, Divya doesn't have access on any one of the application, or any one of the tabs or any one of the objects. Now I logged in to administrator. I gave some permissions for the Divya profile. That is how she was able to see. So what user can see purely depends upon the profile what he has. Are you clear about this? Now for Divya, I don't want to give these options. This menu I don't want to give. If you are able to see the menu, you are able to access all the things. I don't want to show the menu. If you don't want to show the menu, go to HR operations, view setup and configuration. If I remove this, the setup menu will not be visible. If the setup menu is not visible, what these people can do? They can only access application. They cannot create anything new. See here, you don't find a setup menu. If you don't find setup menu, you cannot create anything new. You're only allowed to see what objects are there, create the records, access the record, and see the pages. You will not be able to access. So generally what we do for other users, we will remove this option. So only the end user will be logging in. They will be accessing the data, creating the data, modifying the data. So what is the option we have? View, setup, and configuration. Now if I remove that, the setup option itself will not be visible to you. Then you will be able to see only the tables and pages and data. I hope you are good with this, right? So what profile can do? It will tell you what user can see, what user can access, what user can perform in the organization. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now the question, very important points. In how many ways I can restrict the user from logging in? In how many ways I can restrict the user from logging in? In how many ways I can restrict the user from logging in? Now I want to block the user from logging into his account. What are the possible options we have? I want the user from logging into the Salesforce. What are the possible options we have? First, you need to understand one point, freeze. First point is freeze. What do you mean by a freeze? When you say freeze, you are locking the user momentarily. Let us say you lost your credit card. When you lost your credit card, then what will happen? When you lost your credit card, will you cancel the card or will you block the card? Block the card means momentarily you are blocking, later we can activate the card. Am I right? Momentarily we are blocking, later on we can activate the card. Right, boss? So what was that? Freeze means we are blocking the user momentarily. He will not be able to log in. but the license what I gave to this user still will be with the user only. When I unfreeze, he can log in and start working. Let me give you. I am going to Divya. What I have? I freezed. Now again Divya trying to log in. I gave right password, but unable to log in. Then Divya told to administrator boss, I was entering a right username password, but still I was unable to log in. Then how administrator know what is the issue? He will go to administrator. What you are finding here? Login history. Manage users, login history. When I go to login history, you'll be able to find here. Divya made an attempt to log in from so-and-so IP address, but login failed because user is frozen. So I can log the user by freezing it. When I freeze the user, the license what I give to the user still remains with the user only. Whatever the license I give to the user still remains with the user only. Look at this. When I scroll down, how many Salesforce license I have? Both of them are used. One to Satish, one to student. How many platform license I have? 3. Only one is used. I gave to Divya. Still, how many remaining? So the license what I gave to Divya, still it is with Divya only. Unfreeze. Freeze and unfreeze. If you want to block the user temporarily, we will freeze it. Now go to edit. Here we have active. When I click on edit, go to the user. Edit. There is an option. What is that? Active. If I uncheck this, we are deactivating the user. We cannot delete a user. Once the user is created, I cannot delete it. Let us say I am the manager in the bank right now. I am working as a manager in the ICICI bank. I sanctioned 10 crore loan to the Capital Info Solution. Now after 2 years I resigned from the bank. But who sanctioned the loan? Now whether you are in the company or not, the record says that loan was sanctioned by you. So your data is still in use. Even though you are not working in the company, your data is still in the use. There is a reason why you cannot delete a user. We can only deactivate a user. Once the user is created, we cannot delete, we can only deactivate him. So what happened? I deactivated. When I deactivated, license given to the Divya will be given back to the company. Look at the point. How many licenses are there? Platform 3. How many are in use? 0. How many are remaining? 3. So once you deactivate, license given to the user is given back to. License given to the user. Once I give to the user, once I deactivate the user, license given to the user is released back. Then what happened? Go to login history. Go to the login history. Once again cross check why Divya was unable to log in. User is. When you are inactive, license given to you will come back to organization. When I freeze, license is still with you, but you cannot log in. Temporarily, we are blocking him. Are you clear about it? So, in how many ways I can block the user? By freezing, by deactivating. There are 2 options. Once I create a user, I cannot delete, I can only deactivate. Okay. Now, the next one. The other type of permissions. Look at this. This group of users have this profile. This group of people have this profile. Now I want these people to log in only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. I want these people to log in only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. I want these people to log in to organization only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now what is that? We want to restrict the people based on login hours. Boss, anybody whose profile is clerk, they can log into the application only from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So what is that? We want to restrict the people. We want to restrict the people. We want to restrict the people based on. We want to restrict the people based on login hours. Then how will you do? I am going to the profile. What is the profile I gave to Divya? Manager profile or HR profile? HR operation. Go to HR operation profile. Go to HR operation profile. Scroll down. Login hours. Edit. I told today is Thursday, right? Thursday 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. I told on Thursday you people can log in. Anybody with HR operation profile, they can log in from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. on Thursday. So anybody whose profile is clerk, they can log into the Salesforce account only during these hours. So go back to this Divya, try to log in. Login failed. I went to the login history. Verified. First, user is deactivated, right? Let me activate. Now failed. Go to the login history. Verify why the user restricted. So we can restrict the user from logging into organization based on login hours. We can say anybody with this profile, you can log in from only this time to this time. Even though you are even though you are a manager, you cannot access the application 24/7. We want to give a restriction. Now we are going to say first shift profile, second shift profile, third shift profile. Now people with the first shift, they are allowed to log in from only 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or let's say 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. People with the second shift, they can only log in from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 6. Now what was this? We are trying to give restriction based on your profile. Now I told it's a organization is running by 24/7. It's a customer support application. 24/7 they are running. Now there are 3 shifts for the people. People are working as per the shift. Now first shift 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to again 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. their shift. Now I want to say first shift profile. So these people with the first shift profile, they can log in only from this time to this time. Are you getting? So we are restricting the people from logging into the application based on login hours, which is called login hour restriction. Where will you give this? On the profile. Where are you giving this? On the profile. Profile level restriction. Where are you giving this? Profile level restriction. At the profile level, we can restrict the people from logging into the application based on login hours. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Next one we have IP address restriction. Now my application is very sensitive application. I don't want everybody to log in from whatever the device they want. They have to log in from only the devices what I am providing, or only within the restricted zone of my company. Now let us say it's a defense project going on. Now generally you find this scenarios in your company, right? If any defense projects are running or financial projects are running, banking projects, generally they give a restricted area, restricted access. You are supposed to access everything from the same system. Now we want to restrict the people based on IP address. Now everybody is allowed to log in only from this particular IP addresses. Then what I want to give? IP address restriction. But at the same time, in the entire company, Everybody has to log in from this only IP addresses, but my sales executive can log in from anywhere. Right? So it is not necessary that it's only restriction. We can also give open permission for everyone. Are you getting my point? If you want to restrict or give open permission, so IP ranges, from which range of IP addresses you are allowed to log in. From which range of IP addresses you are allowed to log in. So this is given as IP range, IP ranges. How do you give it? Scroll down. Login, IP ranges. It gives me an error saying that my system is not within the range of this IP address. I say no issue. My system IP address is this. It is not within this range. Save it. I saved it. Now, Divya is trying to log in again. Login attempt failed. I went to login history. Once again, a cross check. Restricted IP address. So we are restricting the people based on IP address. Now, it's not restriction basically. We are telling anybody with this profile, we are saying anybody with this profile, they can log in only from the range of IP addresses what I am providing. Now for you, I give student profile, right? For you, I give a student profile. Now, when I say student profile, I don't know from which system, which zone you are logging in. Some of them are logging from UK, some of them are logging from Canada, some of them are logging from India, some of them from same institute, my lab. Now, I don't know what system you are going to access, which range of IP address you are going to access. So, what did I do? I gave 0 to 255. I told let the people logging from any IP address, allow them. So, it will tell you range of the IP addresses from which you are allowed to log in. So, this restriction can be given at what level? Profile level. I can restrict the people at the profile level. So, what are the ways we have now? What are the ways we have? First one, freeze. Second one, deactivate. Freeze the user, deactivate the user. Third one, freeze, deactivate, then login hours, then IP ranges.
IP range.
Freeze, deactivate, login hours, IP ranges. 4 ways we have seen. Freeze, deactivate, IP ranges, login hours. Right, boss? Next one. We can also restrict the people based on maximum number of invalid attempts. When you go to ATM, you try to withdraw the money, 3 attempts you make, your account is blocked. How long it is blocked? Is it blocked permanently or momentarily? It is momentarily blocked for 24 hours for the day. Similarly, how many invalid attempts you can make from your account? Similarly, how many invalid attempts you can make? Similarly, how many invalid attempts you can make? That we can control. Again, profile level. Go to edit. User password expires in how many days? 9 days. How many invalid login attempts you can make? If you cross the 3, lock the account for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the account will be unlocked. Just like your mobile phone, boss. When you enter the wrong password 3 times, mobile security code 3 times, what will happen? Just you'll ask, boss, you had number of attempts, try after 5 minutes or try, okay, 10 minutes. Similarly, we are making it. Boss, you can make 3 invalid attempts. If you cross the 3, account will be logged. Account will be logged. I said. So go to login history, identify what is the bug here. So how does the administrator knows what is the issue? You will go to login history, invalid password, password. Now when the password is logged out, I will ask Divya, do you remember your password? If you remember your password, I will unlock you. If you don't remember the password, I will reset. Right. Now, how many maximum invalid attempts you can make? How much time the account will be locked? If it is 3 attempts are crossed, I want to lock it for 10 minutes. I want to lock it for 30 minutes, or permanently I want to lock it. So you have to make a call to customer care, get it done, right? So this I can control at what level? Profile level. Now at the profile level, what else we have? Once I told user password expires in 90 days. After 90 days, when you try to log in, it will ask you reset your password. Enforced password history. What is this enforced password history? When you are trying to change your password, it will say your new password cannot be any one of the last 3 passwords. Your new password cannot be any one of the last 10 passwords. This what? Then I told remember my last 3 passwords so that my new password will not be any one of the last 3 passwords. Or you can give whatever is choice. Then minimum length of your password combination. That's it. Should have a alphanumeric, one capital, one small, special characters. You tell combination. Mix of alphanumeric, special character, mix of uppercase, lowercase, mix of number, uppercase, lowercase, special character. Which combination you need? Choose the combination. Then can your password question contain, in case if you forget the password, there is a security question. Can the question itself contain your answer? Who is your favorite football player? Okay, answer is a football. So question itself containing the answer for it. Can the question itself contain the answer? Now it will ask you, create one question. Then I am asking, the question what you are creating and answer what you are giving, both should not map. Cannot contain. Maximum invalid items, lockout time. Then secret answer for password reset. When you want to reset the password, it will give you enter your secret code. When you enter the code, then only it allows you to reset. Requires minimum 1 day. Now require minimum 1 day password lifetime. What was that? If I create the password, I can reset the password only after 24 hours. If I enable that, minimum age of the password should be 1 day. Minimum age of the password should be 1 day. Then, if you forget the password, I will send a link to reset the password. Generally, when you get a link, what they say? Okay, this link is active for next 30 minutes. Link is active for 50 minutes. Now, I don't want you to expire that link until I reset. Then I'll say, so until you reset, the link will not expire. Generally, what happens when you're making a payment gateway or any other, they get link is active for 20 minutes. You have to make it, otherwise it will expire. So I don't want to expire the link until you reset. So all these are what? The name itself say what they are. There is no conceptual concept here. Length of the password, how many old passwords, then combination of password, invalid items, locking time, minimum password age. All these can be controlled at what level? Profile level. So we can control this for a profile. For a group of users, you want to give a login hour restriction. For a group of users, you want to give an IP address restriction. For a group of users, you want to give a invalid login attempts restriction. Then I can go with the profile. I hope you are good with this combination. Okay. The same we can also do with the organization level. This is for a profile level. For the entire organization you want to give, then we have here administrator, security controllers, then we have network access. What was this network access? What was this network access? Let us see. I have third party 2. I am trying to connect to Salesforce from one of the tool installed on my system. This is the tool installed on my system. I am trying to connect. Now here I am giving username password. admin@317.com. Password I am giving Salesforce. I gave valid username password. Still they say you cannot log in. Because when you are trying to log in from third party system to Salesforce, username and password alone will not be sufficient. You also require one security token. If I want to log in from any third party system to the Salesforce, If I want to log in from any third-party system to the Salesforce, username, password alone will not be sufficient. I also require some security token, extra tokens here. What was that? I require some extra token. We'll discuss that point later. I'm just showing the output. They send me, what was it? One extra token they sent me. Now if I want to log in, I have to log in like username, password, followed by token. Now, if you want to log in through from any external system, if you want to log in, username, password, please mute your mics. Who is this? Jalgam. Please mute your mic. So if you are trying to log in from any external system, username, password alone is not accepted because I cannot trust your system. I can't trust your system. So I'll send you one security token. Give me the token along with the password. Then only I can allow you to log in. Now this is the process. But what happened? Now I feel that, boss, I know this system very well. Now I'm saying, I know this system very well. No need of any security token. Allow him to access directly. Now what was that? You're telling him, boss, I know the system very well. This is a trusted system. This is the trusted system. This is the trusted system. No need of any security token. Allow him. How can I give? I go to the new. I give this. So when I give this by IP ranges, then what happened? When you try to log in from the third party system, it will not ask for any verification code. It will not ask for any security token. It allows me to log in directly. Previously it is asking me what? Username, password. Now username, password. Now what I said, boss, I trust this system. This system also belongs to my company only. I trust it. Don't ask for the verification. Okay, security token. Directly allow him to log in with the username, password. That is the purpose of network access. We are restricting the system from outside the Salesforce to log into the application without security token. If you have username, password, it is not sufficient to log into my Salesforce. Now you are using a Delbumi tool. You want to migrate the data from SAP to Salesforce. Now if I give username, password of Salesforce, it cannot connect SAP and Salesforce. It will ask me, give me the extra security factor. What is that extra security? Token. Now I want to connect to the Amazon. Okay, from Amazon, some application is connecting to Salesforce. They want to pull the data from Salesforce. If you give username, password, they will not allow. They'll ask security token. So if you are trying to log in from any third-party systems or any third-party tool, username, password alone will not work. They require some security, extra security. Okay, extra security token they require. But if you feel that that system is genuine, you know that system, then give the IP address of that system as network access. Then it will not ask you security token anymore. With the only username, password, you can log in. Right? This is what restricting the application from third party based on their IP addresses. Granting the access to the third party application based on IP addresses. Now our IP ranges, if user want to log in, only from this range they can log in. Network access is what? If any third party application want to connect to the Salesforce and extract the data, they require security token. If you want to bypass that security token, network access. This will restrict or grant permission to third party system to connect to the Salesforce with the help of username, password, without any security token. I hope you are good. Okay. Then we have business hours. What are the business hours we have? Business hours are what? Day and time during which support team is available. It has nothing to do with login hours. It has nothing to do with login hours. During what time your support team is available? My banking operations are 10 to 6 is the banking time. But cash they are going to accept only till 4 o'clock. Doesn't mean that bank is closed at 4 o'clock. Now bank is open for the customer till 4 o'clock. 4 to 6 they are using for the internal purpose. Similarly, your business hours are what? Day and time during which your support team is available for customer. Are you clear about this? Clear? Okay. Now if you want to give restriction, password restriction. Security controllers, what we have? Password. Same story what we discussed. We discussed at profile level, we are discussing at organization level. Right. So let us see complete theoretical part of the story. I hope you got the idea about what we are discussing. Right. Now let me give you theoretical information about this. Now you are not able to access the developer console, right? Because I restricted in your profile. You are not able to create a new user, right? I restricted your profile. You are not able to modify the profile. I restricted the profile. So let us look at this first. User. These are the licensed user who can log into the Salesforce. Every user require minimum. Every user require only one license. Every user will have only one license, one role, one profile. Every user will have only one role, one license, one profile. Right. How it is created in the classic setup, administer, manage users, new user. In the lightning also, setup, administration, users, new user. Now what are the steps involved? Enter the required fields, first name, last name, username, alias name, email. Select the role, select the license, select the profile, save. I gave a couple of examples for your practice. You can try. So freeze the user. When we freeze the user, user will not be able to log into his account. License given to the user still remains with the user. Deactivate user. When we deactivate the user, user will not be able to log into his account. License given to the user is released back to organization. Deactivate means license will come back to organization. Now, profile level IP range restriction. This will specify range of IP addresses from which user can log into his account. Now, setup, administer, manage users, profile, choose the profile, then go to IP ranges, specify the IP ranges and save. Profile level login hour restriction. This will specify during which hours in the calendar user can log into his account. We can control with the profile level, setup, administer, manage users, profile, choose the profile, login hours, edit. Now, device set the login hours for the user. Profile level, maximum invalid attempts. Setup, administer. This is common, right? We went to the profile, how many invalid attempts you can make, how much time the account is logged out. That's what we are giving. Right. Next, what we have done? Account is logged out for how much time? 15 minutes by default. Now, if it is account is logged, what is the solution we have? Reset the password or unlock the business hours. What are business hours? Days and hours during which your support team is available. This is at organization level. Okay. Then we have IP address, network access. when we are connecting to Salesforce from external interfaces, Salesforce request username, Salesforce request username, password, and security token for granting the access. If you are connecting from a trusted network, we can trusted network. It will ask for only grant access using right. So if it is a trusted network, it will grant access using username password. So if you want to whitelist the IP address, we can connect to the Salesforce. There is some wrong. To whitelist the IP address, add the IP address of third party system. I add the IP address of third party system as network access. We mentioned how it can be logged in. Then, what is the purpose of login history? If you want to check the status, who made an attempt to log in, success or failure. If you want to track the complete history, we are supposed to go with the login history. What is that login history? Setup, administer, manage users, login history. Then next, we are trying to understand this is what we have seen as of now. Now, what are the permissions required to manage? Look at this. Manage roles. This permission will create, edit, delete roles. Manage profiles and permission set. This is for creating, editing, deleting of profiles. Manage password policies. Just now we told how many old passwords I have to remember, what is the length. If you want to modify the password policies, you have a permission called manage password policies. Manage login access policies. Manage IP addresses. Reset the password. If you want to unlock the user or reset, we require this permission. Manage internal users. Manage users. Manage business hours and holidays. All these are what? Permissions required to manage the users. Okay. Now similarly, customize application. What is the permission of, what is the necessary of this? To create apps, objects, fields, we require customize application. Now if you want to show the menu, view, this option is couple of options we have seen. Then we have password policies. What are the password policies? Minimum length of the password, password format, security question, this type of things we can set with password policies. Now main point is, once the user is created, we cannot delete it. Once the user is created, Once a user is created, we cannot delete him. I hope you are good. If user himself want to deactivate, I want to deactivate myself. My administrator can log in and deactivate, okay. But if I want to deactivate myself, they have given a new option in the Salesforce for self-deactivation. It is not available earlier, but now they gave new option. Look at this. Manage users, user, management. What was that? Self. Are you clear?
He want to active. It's not possible, na, again.
No. When he deactivated himself, obviously he's out. He has to make a request. The next. This is a new option what they have given recently. Better I provide here itself. If user wants, he can deactivate himself. What is the navigation for that? Setup. Administer. Manage users. Then we have got option here. User management settings. This is what we have created. I hope you're good. So this is a complete information about. This is a complete information about user creation, roles, profiles. What are the ways we can restrict? What are the ways in which we can restrict or grant access? I hope you got the concept here. So we had profiles, we had profile creation, role creation, and user creation. I hope you're good. So what we have done as of now, creation of table, creation of fields, creation of relations, then we created a profile, role, users. Now we'll see how this user can see the table. If the user open a table, what he can see in the table, what he can perform in the table, which records he can see, which fields he can see. That's what we are going to look at in the format of UI. There's a tomorrow's class. I will discuss about page layout, record type, which we are left. We already gave a quick idea about what is a page layout, but we didn't see the execution part because we want to show object to a user. Unless we have a couple of users, we cannot show them in different format. Right. So we'll continue with the page layout and record type tomorrow. With that, data model will be created. Then we get into the security model and automation. Right, boss? I hope everybody is good with this.
Satish, if we consider it is a banking application, so how can normal people can registration and sign up and log in? They can access the things.
Now, if you say it's a banking application, who will log in?
Yeah.
Customer will log in. Now, listen.
No, I'm saying for internet banking purpose.
See, let's make it very clear, boss. Application is different. Service portal is different. Your online banking is not application; it's a service portal. Self-service portal. No customer will log into application. Customer will always log into website, self-service portals only. No customer will log into application. He will only log into self-service portal or website. Now you got a redbus.com. Now the service provider like a VRL travels, okay, like XYZ travels. Now they are not employees of Redbus. They will only log into the self-service portal, upload the details about the service what they are providing. Today, Hyderabad to Bangalore sleeper service, 24 tickets available. Now they are not employee of Redbus. They are only logging to what? self-service portal. Now you are going to Amazon. You are trying to purchase a product. It is not an application. It is a self-service portal. You got a courier. They got a tracking number. You went to a website, entering your tracking number, tracking your status. It is not an application. It is a site. So customer, you will always log in to self-service portals. The old name is portal, new name is communities. Whatever you used to say portal earlier, the advanced version of the portal today we are calling as communities. Same concept of portal only, but enhanced format of portal is communities. Today everybody is calling it as community. So both are self-service only. Other one is website. We being an employee of the client, we log into application. We log into the application. We will be created by the concerned people in the organization. Right, boss?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
So this is just one question here regarding the restriction. Whatever we have restriction made in the profile level, right?
Yeah.
Now, if any the same profile can be allotted to, let's say, 4 users. So all the restrictions will be implemented for the 4 users.
I got your point. User level restriction will be seeing tomorrow. Now I told you common for a group of permissions. Even if you want to add anything or remove, then we generally go with a different concept called permission set. Okay. In the profile, common set of permission for a group of people is given. Whichever is common, that is given at profile level. Any additional part, we have a different concept. This will be a part of permission set. I am going to discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Satish, I want to create a custom profile with all the restrictions. Can I make it? Could you show me the navigation for that, so that if at all any user comes, I will give that profile directly without changing it.
Create a profile. Choose any one of the profile. That's what I told how to create a profile. Now you tell what all the restrictions you want to give. Edit. Start applying your restrictions.
Okay. This can apply to all the users who is coming newly joined or something.
At the time of creating a user, it will ask you which profile you want to give. So whichever you are giving, that will be applied to the user. Okay.
And the restriction of IP address, can we give to 2 IP addresses? Like
range.
I can act.
It is not
range.
It is not IP. It is a range of IP addresses. We are going to give.
Can I give?
Yes, it's a range. I told. It's a range. When you say range, starting from somewhere to ending with somewhere. It is not a single IP.
Okay, and one more thing, if I want to validate the freeze and everything, I need admin access, right, to check whether.
Now in the organization, if you are admin, you will be getting that access. They don't give access to every user, right?
No, if I want to practice now, so
you have your own account, no?
Oh.
You have your own account, no? That the first user which you created is a system admin. Look at who is the person who is having system admin profile. Now also I am also doing it on the trial account, right? Okay.
Okay.
The trial account first user I created as a system admin and I am working. Similarly, you also check out who is your system admin. Start controlling everything with this profile. Okay, Nama?
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Satish,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Self deactivation, is it applicable for only admins or any
anyone,
users?
any user.
Oh, okay. And the other one is the time based, right? If it is a first shift, second shift, and third shift, we can make the users. In this case, the license is going to be covered 3 separate licenses, or is it going to be a single license?
For profile, we don't give a license. I told this is built for those people who purchase this type of license. You don't require you don't need to purchase a license for a profile. I told this license is built for those people who are purchasing this type of license.
Suppose if I have it's a 2 customer service representatives, they come in 3 different shifts.
Yeah, look at the point. For creating the profile, you don't need to purchase a license.
Yes, that I understood. Suppose if I have 3 users and one I am assigning as a first shift profile, and the second user is a second shift profile, and third user it's a third shift profile.
Okay.
In the system, only one person is going to access at that time interval. And is it going to be, so do we need 3 licenses for those guys, or it's a single license is going to?
See, every day you will not deactivate the first user, give this license to another user. This will not be everyday work, right?
Yep.
The same, right? I hope you got point. One second.
Satish.
1 minute, I'm online, 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Come again. Okay. See, already you created one candidate object, no? Then in the same mobile, will you share 2 phone numbers with the same name? Why you are not saving? Duplicate. Now the entire organization is same, no? Applications are different, but account is same account, no? So only one name you can create. Yeah. Duplicate names will not be accepted. Give a different name. Yeah, the same. See, the table belongs to same company. I can use the same table in any number of applications. You classify the data. Okay, add one more extra field which says this belongs to this belongs to this. Quickly filter చేసుకో. అయిపోతుంది. Okay? Yes, sir.
What is the real purpose for this
One
self
minute, please.
deactivation?
I'm just answering the class. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah.